so exciting, yeah, this is what I live for.
What a place to welcome you to the show. We are in one of the most famous holiday locations on the planet, the beautiful Santorini Island.
Live for the weekend.
Formed by a volcano thousands of years ago, the spectacular lunar landscape and whitewashed cave architecture has become iconic. But seeing it for yourself is truly breathtaking. After boarding our luxury yacht, Emerald Azzurra, in the Greek capital of Athens, we've island hopped our way to Santorini. From here, we'll continue our dreamy glide through the Med on Emerald Cruises' vibrant Greece and Turkey itinerary. Santorini is the best known and most photographed Greek island of them all. But while its cliffside villages and incredible views have made it world renowned, its wine industry is one of the lesser known attractions. And how much wine are you producing every year from here?
Well, Sam Santo Wines, as the biggest winery in the island, produces roughly about 500,000 bottles annually, which is not a very big quantity, but for Santorini is definitely a significant one. The grapes thrive in this land and they give you the specific character that you can only get from a volcanic terroir.
Santo Wines is worth a visit just for the epic vistas.
Now we're getting in the fun part of tasting some wines.
What a perfect place to try the wine. This is incredible. I feel like we're overlooking the whole island up here.
It's a view that you can never get enough of.
But the wine itself is also a winner. What are we going to have?
So, we will start off with our classic label, 100% Assyrtiko indigenous grape variety that we cultivate here.
And Santorini is known for its white wine, isn't it?
Yes, predominantly. About 90% of the total production is white. So, cheers.
Cheers.
We say yamas here.
Yamas?
Yamas.
Yamas. Oh, I like that. Should we try another?
Yes.
Santorini is small enough that you can easily experience all the sights in a day. But a tour of the island generally starts right here. We're now in Ia. This would have to be one of the most popular places on Santorini.
It is the most popular.
Why is that?
Every corner of the village is a postcard. Every place you go and you take a picture, it looks great. People love the place. There is no better place than that to be on this island.
Emerald Cruises anchors for the entire day in Santorini so that we can stay on the island to soak up all this. Watching a Santorini sunset is one of those bucket list travel experiences many of us have dreamt about. And I can now confirm it absolutely lives up to the hype. What makes the sunsets here so spectacular?
It's the scenery first, the cliffside, the views. It's almost like you are on a big natural balcony and you're watching the sun setting, diving, oftentimes in the ocean.
You're always welcome to dine ashore, but when the food on board is this good, and might I add, all included, it's hard to resist. La Cucina is the main restaurant on Emerald Azzurra, and there's no booking required, so you can dine wherever and with whoever you choose. Every table comes with views of the Mediterranean, but the terrace is most definitely the pick for al fresco dining. Saluting the sun on board Emerald Azzurra as we glide through the Mediterranean is a wonderful way to welcome the new day.
Turn the right foot straight 90 degree. open up your hands.
And it's all part of the service with daily yoga and Pilates classes, just a couple of the many added extras that come with cruising in 5-star luxury.
Chest forward. Slowly stretch your upper body.
Mykonos is known all over the planet for its beautiful beaches and luxury resorts, making it one of the most popular of all the Greek islands.
And what do you think the biggest attraction is that brings people to Mykonos?
I think that we have the cleanest waters in the Mediterranean Sea and the Aegean. The beaches are beautiful, and you will not get the parties that are organized next to the beach anywhere in the Mediterranean Sea.
Can you find your nice quiet pockets as well?
There are always places where you can find some peace of mind and you can have a coffee, especially in the morning when Little Venice is not that crowded.
Little Venice is one of the most charming corners of Mykonos and is found on the western part of the island, stretching from the old port to the windmills.
These windmills, I feel, are iconic. So how long have they been here for?
Well, they were built in the 16th century and they were used to grind wheat into flour for the population and for export.
And now are they used for anything?
They are just iconic landmark of Mykonos.
And I guess it's appropriate to have windmills here because, oh my goodness, it's very windy.
Yes, as it always is in Mykonos. That's why it's called the Island of the Winds.
Emerald Cruises offers the freedom to explore and the time to seek out our own experiences. This is Cafe Dennis Village, a traditional Myconian-style home that's been in the same family for several generations.
Here we are trying to be the most authentic we can, to make people to feel like how we grew up here, how it used to be.
Anna and her brother Nicholas welcome visitors to their home to learn about life in Mykonos and try their hand at Myconian cuisine.
We make our cheese, we prepare our flour, we make wine, and we don't need to go outside of our small village to buy something. So this is Nicholas, he's my brother. As you see, he's the oldest one. He will do the cooking, and I will do the talking. We will make the Greek traditional salad, the choriatiki.
Yum.
In Australia, you have Greek salad.
We do. We love Greek salad.
The difference, I think, here is the flavor of the tomatoes, the flavor in all the vegetables. This is the local Myconian cheese. It's different of the feta cheese because it's with milk of sheep, not of cow and goats that the feta cheese is.
It's so crumbly.
Try a little bit if you like.
All right, here we go.
It's amazing.
It's so thick. It takes a few goes to get it down.
And we will add olive oil,
Πολύ κολλάδι.
a lot of olive oil,
I thought that's what you were saying.
so it will mix all the flavors together.
This is really different.
It's how we do it here.
And of course, the lesson finishes up with a true Myconian-style feast.
Let's start.
Amazing.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
love.
so much. Let's see how we go. It's amazing. It's heaven. Now I can say I've tried the authentic Greek salad.
Authentic Myconian salad.
Join Emerald Cruises on a luxury yacht cruise in the Mediterranean or Caribbean and discover the magic of small ship cruising. All meals with complimentary drinks, many shore excursions and more are included. Secure your unforgettable 2024 or 2025 departure today with super early bird savings from $1,500 per person. Getaway viewers can save an additional $250 per person off the Emerald Cruises Luxury Yacht Cruise Collection. For more information or to request your voucher, visit emeraldcruises.com.au/getaway offer. Call 1300 390 386 or speak to your travel advisor. Holidays don't come much more heavenly than hopping around the Greek islands on a luxury yacht. Each day, Emerald Azzurra delivers us to a new port to explore. This one is Amorgos. And its ancient monastery is undoubtedly the most spectacular sight on the island.
This is such an impressive location. How long has it been here?
About 1,200 years. It was finished in 1088.
Does anyone live here still?
Yes, we've got 2 monks who live here full time. Used to be over 100 monks who lived here.
Oh, wow.
There are 350 steps up, which you're welcome to conquer by foot or with the help of a local donkey.
I feel like we're close to the top now.
A lot of
We're nearly
stairs.
there. You keep going, I'll
Okay.
catch up. After all that delicious food on board, it is so nice to get out and do something active. All right, almost there.
Even today, the monastery is a masterpiece of architecture, clinging to the cliffside over 300 metres above the Aegean Sea.
This is still a working monastery. One monk has lived here for the last 52 years, and this is him when he first arrived at just 22 years old.
And if you time it right, you may just get to meet him.
He grew up in a village on the island, Lagada. Lagada. At 18, he came over here. It's amazing, the dedication of his life.
I feel so privileged to be sitting here with you, so thank you so much for having us.
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
Oh, are you going to have one with us? Oh, yeah.
Here, Άγγελε. Να πάνε καλά όλες τις προσπάθειες, όλες.
Γεια μας.
Γεια μας.
From here, Emerald Azzurra is taking us east to Rhodes. Cruising in 5-star comfort makes the time on board just as much of a holiday highlight as the destinations themselves. Rhodes is amongst the largest of the Greek islands and home to one of the best preserved medieval settlements in the world. We've headed to the southeastern side of the island to some of the most beautiful bays and beaches you'll find anywhere in the world.
Every day there's optional tours to choose from, but of course you're always welcome to explore at your leisure. With water this inviting, I couldn't resist a few hours on the sand.
This is St Paul's Bay, a sheltered little inlet that opens out onto the Med.
The beaches through Europe and the Med sometimes get a bad rap for the crowds, but it's all about searching out the perfect pockets of paradise. Generally, it's free to sit on the beach, but if you want a sunbed, you'll need to pay a fee. This one was €25, about $40 Australian for 2 hours. But you can order a drink straight from your bed. Money well spent.
It's also just a short walk from Lindos, a former fishing village with a beautifully preserved acropolis. One of the best spots in town to soak it all in is Mythos All-Day Restaurant.
Do you think you've got the best view in Lindos?
I think so, yes, because we have a panoramic view of the whole area. We have the bay, the castle, the whole village. I think you cannot have a better view than this one that we have up here.
But delicious views are just the start.
I know why it's their most popular dish.
From sunrise to sunset, travelling on board Emerald Azzurra is an extraordinary experience and one where every day really is a new adventure. The final stop on the Greek leg of our vibrant Greece and Turkey cruise is Patmos. It's not the most popular Greek island, but it is possibly the most sacred.
Patmos is a little bit different. I think it's the spirituality and just that peacefulness that you feel. Perhaps the fact that we don't have an international airport helps also. You really need to want to come to Patmos to come to Patmos.
It's a pretty good view from up here. What are we looking at?
Actually, Patmos looks a bit like a seahorse. That's the northern part there. The little house you can see at the back, that's Kambos, that's a rural area. Down below the harbour, Skala, that's the largest of our 3 villages. It's where most of the commercial activities take place. This side, this is Hora, that's our principal town. And that's a medieval village which hasn't changed much in the last 200 years. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Hora's narrow laneways are well worth a wander.
So you'll notice we don't really have the dark blues on the island that you'll find in Mykonos, Santorini Islands. We have more of a light blue colour, earth tones, purpley coloured leaf.
Yeah, they are very pastel and subtle.
Yeah.
The little narrow streets are just endless, aren't they? You could get lost in here.
The village took the form of a labyrinth, that is a maze.
Yeah, it's very closed off. You can't see into anyone's residences or anything.
And that's the other thing. Wealthy families didn't build their houses any differently to poorer families. They didn't want to stand out.
A little further down is the Cave of the Apocalypse.
So the cave we're going to visit is where we believe John would come to pray, and it's here that he received the vision of the Revelation.
The ancient cave dates all the way back to 95 AD.
So you can see it's a natural cave, which would have come up to this point here. This was the entrance to the cave at the time of St. John. So you do have to use your imagination a little bit to see it the way St. John would have seen it. We believe that John didn't live here, but he would come up here to pray. So the tradition is that this is where, on a Sunday, St. John heard behind him the voice of God. So strong that we believe the rock cracked. Indeed, there is a crack. It starts up there and comes all the way down here into 3, symbolizing the Holy Trinity. And the voice said, "Do not be afraid. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end."
Keep taking me higher, higher.
After strolling the streets and soaking up the rich history of Patmos, we're back on board Emerald Azzurra for an afternoon of water sports.
This is one of my favourite features of the yacht. When conditions allow, they open up the marina deck and us guests have all these toys at our fingertips. Which one will I try first?
The marina deck is where Emerald Azzurra really comes into its own in warm water. You can take your pick from paddleboards to kayaks and even sea bobs.
There is so much expectation visiting somewhere you've seen and heard so much about. But I can now say firsthand that the Greek islands absolutely live up to the hype. The fascinating history and spectacular scenery goes without saying. But I love that each of the islands has their own unique charm.
Join Emerald Cruises on a luxury yacht cruise in the Mediterranean or Caribbean and discover the magic of small ship cruising. All meals with complimentary drinks, many shore excursions and more are included. Secure your unforgettable 2024 or 2025 departure today with super early bird savings from $1,500 per person. Getaway viewers can save an additional $250 per person off the Emerald Cruises Luxury Yacht Cruise Collection. For more information or to request your voucher, visit emeraldcruises.com.au/getaway offer. Call 1300 390 386 or speak to your travel advisor.